aid in the year 476 AD, a monumental shift occurred that would forever alter the course of history. The Western Roman Empire, a civilization that had dominated the known world for centuries, finally crumbled. This event plunged Europe into what many call the Dark Ages, a period of fragmentation, conflict, and lost knowledge. But what if that never happened? What if the eagles of the Roman legions continued to fly, and the empire, in all its glory, endured? Join us on a journey through time as we explore a world where Rome never fell. Imagine a Europe, and perhaps a world, that never knew the endless wars that defined its history. No 100 Years' War, no 30 Years' War, no Napoleonic conquests, and perhaps no world wars, Sunga, under the banner of a single, unified Roman state. The continent would have experienced a prolonged era of Pax Romana, or Roman peace. Political stability, enforced by the disciplined might of the legions, would have been the norm. This unified government could have fostered cooperation and shared progress on a scale we can barely comprehend. The arteries of this global empire would be its legendary infrastructure, TOR. We all know about the incredible Roman roads and aqueducts that still stand today, to millennia later. Now, picture that engineering prowess, but supercharged with centuries of continued development. Imagine a network of perfectly paved roads, stretching not just from Britain to Mesopotamia, but across the vast steppes of Asia, deep into the heart of Africa, and maybe, just maybe, even reaching the shores of the Americas far earlier than in our timeline. These weren't just roads for armies, they were conduits for trade, communication, and ideas. A merchant could travel from a Roman city in modern-day China to a bustling port in what we call Brazil, all within the same political entity. Codex, grander and more ambitious than ever, would bring fresh water to sprawling metropolises on every continent. Cities like Londinium, Lutetia, and Alexandria wouldn't be historical footnotes. They'd be ancient, yet hypermodern, centers of a global civilization. Roman engineering, which already gave us concrete and the arch, would have continued to evolve. What wonders might they have built with another 1,000 years of uninterrupted progress? Steam power, electricity, perhaps even technologies we haven't discovered yet. All could have emerged from a Roman scientific tradition that was never extinguished by the collapse of their society. But this vision of a gleaming, unified world comes with a heavy price. One empire, one rule, one dominant culture. What would have happened to the vibrant tapestry of human diversity? The rise of nation-states in our timeline, for all the conflict it caused, also allowed for the unique development of countless languages, traditions, and art forms. With the Celtic, Germanic, Slavic, and countless other cultures have been slowly assimilated and erased by the overwhelming influence of Latin and Roman customs. Think of the Renaissance, a period of explosive creativity that was born from the competition and intellectual exchange between independent Italian city-states. Would such a cultural blossoming have been possible under the rigid, centralized control of a single empire? Innovation often thrives in diversity and competition. The monolithic Roman state might have become culturally stagnant, its art and philosophy trapped in a cycle of repeating classical forms, never evolving into the Gothic, the Baroque, or the modern that we know. The world might have been more peaceful, more orderly, but also more homogeneous and, dare I say, more boring. Let's step into a city in this alternate present. The skyline is a breathtaking fusion of the ancient and the futuristic. Soaring skyscrapers of chrome and glass stand beside majestic basilicas and triumphal arches built in the classical style. People from every corner of the globe walk the marble-paved streets, perhaps speaking a form of evolved Latin as a global lingua franca. Flying vehicles, the chariots of the future, zip between buildings designed with the same principles that built the Colosseum. It's a world where the grandeur of the past is not just remembered, it's a living, breathing part of the present. The legal system would be another profound difference. Our modern Western laws are heavily influenced by Roman law, but imagine a world where that system never fractured. A single, universal legal code, refined over 2,000 years, would govern every citizen from Argentina to Japan. This could mean unprecedented fairness and predictability. Business contracts, property rights, and personal freedoms would be universally understood and enforced. This Roman-led globalization would have happened centuries earlier, creating a deeply interconnected world economy long before our own. There would be no trade wars or currency exchange crises, only the steady, regulated flow of goods and capital across the single, borderless Roman market. So, what is the final verdict on this world without a fall? Is it a utopia of peace and progress, or a dystopian nightmare of cultural suppression? On one hand, we have the tantalizing prospect of a world without the devastating wars that have scarred our history, a world of technological marvels and unprecedented unity. The Roman Empire could have guided humanity towards a golden age, solving global problems with a singular vision and purpose. Or, on the other hand, we have the chilling possibility of a world stripped of its diversity, a world where individuality is sacrificed for the sake of order. The beauty of our world lies in its incredible variety of cultures, languages, and ideas. The fall of Rome, as chaotic as it was, allowed for this beautiful, messy, and dynamic diversity to flourish. It allowed for the birth of France, of Spain, of England, and ultimately, the complex world we live in today. Perhaps the greatest legacy of Rome wasn't its ability to conquer, but the fact that its eventual fall created the space for 1,000 other flowers to bloom. The question remains, would you trade the world we have, with all its conflicts and all its vibrant diversity, for the peace and order of an eternal Roman Empire? The answer isn't simple, and it's something worth thinking about. Thank you for joining us on this speculative journey. If you enjoyed exploring this alternate timeline, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into history's greatest what-ifs. See you next time.